What's good, man? You back with your boy, Billionaire Charlie, man. You on the Charlie's Visions, baby. You know what I mean? This my other YouTube channel where we talk about law, man, relationship, spiritual side. You know what I mean? We get deep with it, you did? You need to check out all the content, man, because I got some real conversations on this channel, you did? But I want to talk about this, man. I seen the clip not too long ago, and it had women, a couple of women on one side, three men on one side, three women on one side, and the question was, they were asking the women what did they bring to the table, and one of the guys said that would be something that he would bring forth into a conversation, and the woman was saying something like, you should build to get to know that individual before you say something like that, and I agree 100% with what she was saying, as far as like, I ain't gonna just come at you and say what you bring to the table if I'm on a date with you. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of awkward and weird. You know what I'm saying? But you build layers within the conversation to really know what you're dealing with. And that's what you do in relationship. You don't just come out, yeah, what you bring to the table now? You know what I mean? It kind of feel weird. That kind of seem real fucking aggressive of a nigga to say that to a joint. I'm cutting my steak. You know what I'm saying? Got my little sweet tea on the side and all of a sudden, yeah, so tell me something, baby. So what you bring to the table for a man, you know? You know what I'm saying? It sounds kind of crazy. It's like, nah, you just build. And you just had that conversation. Not that conversation, not that question that you ain't said like that. You know what I mean? You just talk to him. You know what I mean? And I always say, pay attention to everything when you're talking to a woman, bro. Like, I would tell any man that date you, if you dating a woman, pay close attention to everything that she's telling you, because everything's gonna be something that you're gonna be able to look back on your rear view mirror and remember all those notes that she gave. Some niggas can't pay attention for 2 seconds, but if you don't, and let's say you fall in love with a joint and she gave you traits that she's a whore or a sporadic person that can't connect or nothing like that. You gotta find out, you gotta see all this shit in the beginning, man. Like, seriously. Like, when you talking to him, like, yeah, when the last time you been in you just having a little regular conversation, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You finding out their relationship, how they do relationships and stuff like that. So think about it, right? Let's say you on a date with a girl, right? And she tell you that she have been single, not single for no serious relationships within a 5-year period. So you got to ask yourself, so what the hell you been doing for 5 years? You ain't been fucking for 5 years? No, she been fucking niggas. Multiple niggas in that 5-year period. No, nothing serious. Bro, that is a serious fucking problem if you're dealing with a woman that's been single for 5 years, that's been fucking random niggas for 5 years, and all of a sudden she gonna settle down with you. Man. There's a lot of things, a lot of red flags in that shit. I always say you gotta have those conversations. You gotta be talking to know what they bring to the table, what is about them. Is they selfish? You gotta read all them shits, man. Like, everything, you gotta go in layer from layer. Like the girl was saying, that's really how you do it. She was saying real shit. You don't just come out and say what you bring to the table. You gotta build that shit from layer and pay attention to what they're saying, because they giving you everything of who they are. I sit back and I think about my old relationships, right? And the conversations we had prior, before getting really deep into the relationship, before they go bad. And I think back on how the woman had told me her true traits, but I was so busy on trying to have sex and just not paying attention to who she really was, not realizing that in nature she was a whore. If a person tell you that the only way I can fall in love, the only way I can connect is sexually, you should know right there what type of individual that is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because they told you. They told you what type of person they were. They told you straight out, it gotta be dick in my ass type of shit. It told you straight out what they are. So it's like sometimes you're not paying attention because you think about this. If you only trying to fuck the joint and get on, fuck her conversation. If you trying to have something serious or real, pay attention to all them red flags, man. Pay attention that they lie a lot, all of that. Because like I said, I would even have a female that would lie. And I would like, oh yeah, I would have did the same. And you know what I mean? I'm thinking, but I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth. But this person lying. You know what I'm saying? So this person telling all these lies and stuff, and I'm like, nah, they probably did that. And then you realize that person consistently lie like that all the time. Like, and you don't want to be in no type relationship with a person that's comfortable with just telling you a bunch of fucking lies and just living on lies and lies and lies and lies. It's like that type of relationship, red flag. A relationship with a woman talking about she been single for 5 fucking years and she just been fucking random niggas in that particular time. Then on top of that, think about what she making you do in the process of all of that shit. Like, you know what I mean? All the shit she trying to put you through, like, to even get to that level. You know what I mean? It's like, I pay attention to all that shit, man. You know what I mean? Like I said, what the lady said was real though. Like you're not asking it directly, but you actually building blocks within your conversation to see what she brings to the table. Because a lot of women, like I said, I seen women that ain't gonna cook for you, women that ain't gonna do none of the other shit. People always say, man, if this good or that good. Like I say, a woman can have the biggest ding-a-ling in the world and still be a fucking whore. She had the biggest dick in the world, she still fuck random niggas. Because that's her nature. Her nature is to be a whore. Like, so it's dick size and nigga how muscular you is, how pretty you is, how much money you got, none of that shit mean nothing. And she's a whore, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Her nature is just to fuck with random people. Like, people have these different sparks about it. And then another thing with those relationships, you got to see what type of female you dealing with. Some people just like the romantic stages of the beginning. They don't like when they get deep into the relationship, when everything starts to change and transform. When you start to really get to know your person. You know what I mean? It's like I say, you really don't know a person till you live with them, right? So you living with somebody and stuff like that, you start to really see they dark side, they good with bills and all that other extra shit. Like I say, it's layers to relationships, man. And that's what I see a lot of times. Like I say, what they were saying, I agree with. It's building blocks with that shit, man. Like, you can't just come out and say no shit like that. But like I say, if you ain't paying attention to what she's saying and you letting that shit roll past you and you not catching it, like, that's what I did a lot of time dating. I sit back and listen to the joint, and I ain't even connecting into all that. Oh, you like the, you know what I'm saying? But she told me the whole time she was a whore. Like, she gave me signs that she was a whore the whole time. She kept telling me, I'm a whore, I'm a whore, I'm a whore, I'm a whore. But I kept going away from that. She was saying, not directly saying I'm a whore, but the stuff that she was saying was giving you traits of a whore. But I wasn't catching this shit. I wasn't catching this shit at all. I didn't know what the fuck. I was just like, oh, this regular shit. You know what I mean? No, she was a whore, bro, like the whole time. And I wasn't catching. And she told me she was not directly telling me, but when I'm building a conversation and we talking, she's basically saying she a whore, bro. She told me in all these messages she was telling me as we were talking. And that's why I say a lot of times you gotta pay close attention to this shit as a young nigga. And like me now, of course, I'm picking up all this shit immediately. Like, you know what I'm saying? As a young nigga, I ain't catching all this shit. I'm just trying to knock me down. Like I say, if I'm really love the joint, I'm really rocking with her, I'm not really concerning what she's saying. I'm not even paying attention to that shit. That's young nigga shit. We ain't paying attention to nothing. You can't do that. I mean, if you really like her. It's different if you look at her like, oh, I'm just about to smash the joint. You know, who gives a fuck what she's saying then? But if you really trying to fuck with the joint, you got to really pay attention to what she's saying, because a lot of times they'll tell you everything or who they really are. Not directly like, oh, I'm a whore, I fuck hundreds of niggas. Like, not no shit like that. When you listen to them talk, though, like, just really pay attention to that shit. That's why what I notice about a lot of women nowadays, they say less. I said, well, why the fuck they saying so less like this? Because they understanding that there's a lot of platforms that's telling people how to read this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like all these conversations is readable now. Like you saying this shit and they say less and less and less. They might say 2 sentences, but, what? They might say one word at a time. Yeah, the, yeah, but. Like every time it's just like one word because they don't want you to know who they really are. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, let's say they really like you, right? But they still got those whore traits. They still trying to cover all this shit up. And like I said, with a nigga like me, if I'm sitting at a table with somebody, I can read the fuck out you. I can tell when you're lying. I can tell a lot of shit because I study this shit all the time. I study everything. You know what I mean? So I know when you lying. I know when you telling the truth. I know all of that shit. And it's because I pay attention too. I'm paying attention to all your sentences. I'm paying attention to how you told one story and switched the other story to a lie. Like, I'm paying attention to all this shit. Like, I've been sitting down with somebody where they told me a story and told me a whole nother story. And I'm sitting there, I said, damn, you just said Saturday you did this and that. I'm like, I'm listening to all of this shit because I pay attention. Niggas that don't pay attention, they gonna get ran game on them, dog. You know what I'm saying? Or, like I told you, a person saying less is a motherfucker, they ain't trying to, you know what I mean, because they know your abilities. You know what I'm saying? But like I told you before, with it just bringing something to the table, like I say, it's those layers. You ain't gonna just say that shit out. You know what I mean? What you bring to the table? Like, you come on the grill, you eat steak. Nigga, what you bring to the motherfucking table? You ain't gonna come like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? you just not coming like that, bro. Like, you just not gonna come like that. You gonna build layers up. You know what I mean? How long you been, you know what I'm saying, single? What's been going on with you? Like, you just have a conversation. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, like, you see the women that knows a nigga like you, that can read all this shit, they gonna say less. They gonna say less. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, because they know what I mean? They don't want to be exposed in that category. You know what I mean? Like I told you before, they get, like, if you got a woman that's sitting at that table and y'all eating a steak or whatever y'all eating, and she actually having that conversation, bro, you gotta read all of that shit to a T. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta read that shit to a T. Every fucking thing she's saying, read it to a T, bro. Like I say, a lot of gonna be lies, and then they're gonna mix with lies, gonna be a little truth. You know what I mean? You just gotta be able to see through that shit. You know what I mean? But that's how I feel about that joint where they had that topic where they was asking what they bring to the table and shit like that. And like I said before, like, every man have different things that he want a woman to bring to the table, right? And condition wise, you know what I'm saying? So like I say, a lot of times we live in a world now where women don't respect men at all. They don't, especially in our culture. Like other people cultures, the man is respected and loved. In our culture, men are not respected and loved. They hate us in our culture. Black women fucking hate men. I don't give a damn what you saying. Like people say, oh no, it's not really like that. Yes, it is, bro. Like how the fuck can you watch every show on TV is something about a man beating up on a woman or something negative about black men doing something negative to a woman, a black woman? It's always that. The stalker nigga, he black. He's stalking a woman, and it's always something negative, bro. Every Tyler Perry show, it's something about the man doing something fucked up. They never showed on videos with the women doing fucked up shit. And they do a lot of fucked up shit out here. We got to catch that shit on Instagram clips and shit like that. They're not going to actually do a movie where it's a nigga that was a good motherfucking guy that got fucked over. Like Temptation, maybe the closest shit you probably see. Tyler Perry did that with a guy, you know what I mean, was a good guy. His wife went out and cheated, and then she caught that mess. You know what I mean? And just because she wanted a little excitement. That's a real story that happened to niggas all the time. He a good nigga, went to college. He married the girl of his dreams, and the woman went out and wanted to sleep with another nigga. Oh, it's not exciting enough. It's not explosive. I need to see fireworks out his ass. You know what I mean? You need all the extra shit. You know what I mean? And sometimes niggas just working hard and trying to build a family and build a house and shit. And some women don't want that shit. They just want to party, have fun, and do all that shit. Then they realize 30, 40 years later, some do, oh man, that shit was, man, I caught all these diseases and shit, all these kids, and just for a little fun. Like, you know what I mean? You could have had fun with the partner that you was with. Nah, it was too dull for me. I had to go jump around on another dick. You know what I'm saying? That's how I be. And these are true stories. That probably one of the one time that Tyler Perry done them. Most of the rest of the shit is Diary of the Woman, all the type of shit. Like all this shit talking about women being beat and all that type of shit. Temptation probably was the only one he did where even that story saying more women on the women's side. You know what I'm saying? But it really showed how the good guy ain't did shit wrong, but his wife was out here just wanted to be a whore. You know what I'm saying? But like I told you, being a good guy, that shit don't help you at all, nigga. Like that, being good and being a respectable guy don't have no value to a woman that's out here want to be a whore. That shit only work for women that's mature. You know what I'm saying? If they're not mature, they're just gonna do a lot of fuck shit. And that's real. I'm just being real. We're gonna do a lot of fuck shit out here in these streets. You feel me? So like I said before, man, most of the content that we see come from women and gay individuals. And then what they do, they bash our culture as far as men. They destroy us. That's why you seeing the Kevin Samuels, the Red Pill community starting to grow like a mug, because it's like, damn, we actually trying to change. These women don't give a fuck about changing. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't give a fuck about no changing. Like, bro, when you look at the people that do the counseling and shit like that, they always say there's a higher turnover rate with men compared to women. Women don't want to fucking change. They want to fuck the same 10 niggas that they been fucking and sucking their dicks off and shit. They want to fuck them niggas the same one. And then everybody else got to suffer because they mad at those individuals when there's a whole gang of other motherfuckers that they could have been talking to that had gooder hearts, better individual, better everything. You know what I'm saying? But they don't find them attractive. They don't find them this, or they ain't got the influence of this and that. Like I say, you will find niggas that'll change their shit from coming from unpopular to a nigga losing a little bit of weight and getting shit, getting his money right. But you're not going to find a gang of women that's just trying to be right as far as a female, far as what a man looking for. And women don't understand that. Men are not looking for a joint. They got to be a CEO of a company and all of that. They looking for beauty, submissiveness, and just being feminine. Women don't even know how to be feminine no more. Like, it's crazy that you come around a lot of women and they almost give off man energy immediately. You know what I mean? Only thing that you notice is bitch energy is all that talking shit. Like, that extra talking shit. Like, but other than that, it's masculine energy at all times. watching a video the other day, and the lady said, I need a man that's going to take me out of my masculine energy for me to be my feminine energy. I'm like, no, you don't. Even if you had a man that was muscular, big, and bitch, sit the fuck down, you still gonna be in your motherfucking masculine energy because you have not trained yourself to be in feminine energy. You're not a feminine individual. So you're not gonna be in a feminine energy just because the nigga big and he shoot niggas and all that. You ain't gonna be in no feminine and you gonna still be in the masculine energy. What I always learned about life, and as playing sports and all this other shit, if you condition yourself to be a certain way, that's who you condition yourself to shoot right-handed all the time. That's the hand you're gonna shoot with right-handed. Every time you in emergency situation, you're gonna shoot with that right hand. That's just because you condition yourself to be that way. You feel what I'm saying? So if you condition yourself to always be in masculine energy, you gonna always be in masculine energy. You don't even know what feminine energy feel like because that's not who the fuck you are. Your energy is masculine and just doing whole shit. That's all you know. How the fuck you gonna turn into some shit you don't even know how to do? You don't even care to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, this shit sounded stupid as hell, bro. I don't give a fuck how bad and mean a nigga is and all that. Bitch gonna still be the same fucking way, man. I'm telling you, hey, she gonna probably play along a little bit, but damn sure she gonna go right back to that shit because that's her natural state. You know what I mean? Is to be that masculine type of personality like that fucked up. You know what I mean? Like I said, with a man, you sit around, eventually, you know what I mean? Fuck that bitch. You know what I'm saying? You going to the next joint. You know what I'm saying? Because it's who the hell want to keep dealing with that? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's all I got to say about that, man. I'm out, G.